Hey, what's up, everyone? I am going through a bag of some additional finds that I brought home from the beach the other day, and I wanted to highlight some really fantastic things here. Starting with this geode. This is the largest beach geode that I've ever seen, and it is just decked out and druzzy. It's just waiting to be cracked open. It's begging to. When you see all of these exposed, druzzy openings, crevices on a rock, you know that there are more present within. There is a hollow nature to that rock. There is more magnificence within. So yeah, I am excited to crack this open. I'm excited to see what is inside of this. I'm going to slice it open. I'm going to do it the nice way, the nice, clean way. And yeah, so that's going to be cool. That's going to be a real treat within. Yeah, like I said, I really wanted to capture all of these druzzy quartz vugs displayed everywhere. These are really nice. Yeah, I saw it from yards away. It just stuck out like a sore thumb there. I knew what it was. Geodes have a very distinct look to them. Knobby, big, bulbous look. A lot of people say that they look like potatoes. Potato Creek in Indiana, that's where they get their name from big geodes like this. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That's a glorious find. I don't know if I've said this yet, but this is by far the biggest beach geode I've ever seen on the internet, I've ever seen washed up. So there was that. That was an exciting piece. They just really catch my eye, these galaxy stones. I wanted to highlight a pretty interesting fact here. Something cool about these galaxy stones, these are conglomerates of agate, jasper, chalcedony, all sorts of other minerals. They're congregates that have descended down from Canada. They were brought down from the glaciers long ago. These conglomerates, these galaxy rocks, are allegedly the second oldest rock known on Earth. The first oldest rock would be the Lake Superior amethyst. It's an agate. It's interesting. I actually didn't know that until I started researching more about these things. So these are quartzite conglomerates that were brought down from Canada during the glacial period, and they're beautiful. They're just beautiful. They're naturally worn down. They're naturally sanded by the lake. I'm gonna sand them more though, because when they're wet is how it would look when it was sanded and polished. And all of the colors are just glistening. They're very pronounced. And that's how I want them to look all of the time. And I'd like to gift these, display them. I think they're beautiful. I think they're meant to be treasured. I think they're meant to be collected and treasured. I think God wants us to do that. I think we're meant to see the beauty in everything. And so, yeah. I also just wanted to make it... I wanted to make it very clear to you guys that it's pretty difficult to decipher what something is unless it's wet. Like this charlevoix crystal right here. This charlevoix is already wet right now. I just wet it I don't know, maybe a few minutes ago. But if this crystal was dry, I'm going to leave it alone. At the end of the video, you'll see it be dry. If this crystal was dry, it'd be really difficult to distinguish what it was. You would have a hard time seeing that exoskeleton on it. I don't know. You kind of just develop an eye for these things, though. They become more noticeable within piles of other rocks. But anyways, this was a pretty nice charlevoix skeleton right here. The charlevoix is an ancient prehistoric coral that was native to this area, and it's the close relative of the state stone of Michigan, the Petrovsky. In my opinion, I feel like the charlevoix skeleton might be more interesting, more dimension. It's got those petal-like formations as well as the honeycomb. So yeah, I'm going to hand polish that. I'm going to hand polish that because all of these colors, all of that luster will be preserved. And so yeah, that's cool. Here's a pretty good example of an interesting fossil mineral that is dry, and it's kind of difficult to see exactly what it is right now because it's dry. But once there's water on it, it really becomes animated, and you can see all of the designs and pattern work on it. So it gives you an incentive to polish things when you see just how beautiful and alive things become. One more thing that I found. I found a really interesting, perfectly preserved ammonite fossil. And there's my cat. Beautiful. It's actually, I guess, kind of difficult to see in this lighting, but it's agatized. It's agatized. Yeah. That was cool. This was pretty neat. So there's that. Oh, and one more thing. This is a good example right here. You might not realize what this was if you were walking by it. Can you see? It's got some Dresy quartz within it right there. Oh, it's pretty. It's actually like a light orange too. This has a sticky feel. It's got that calcified feel that a fossil sometimes has. Anyways, you might walk by this and just dismiss it as a rock. Dunk it in some water. Here's another interesting ammonite fossil that I collected the other day. People have said it often, but I just wanted to double down on this. If you find an interesting specimen, if you find an interesting fossil, the possibility of something similar to that being in the area is very likely. These things wash up in clusters, they wash up in groups. So finding a few interesting things in a place is a good sign. Keep looking. Scour everywhere because something else is likely to come up. This ammonite cast isn't as distinct, I guess you could say, as this one. This one's just it's really pronounced and lovely. But it's there, it's clear, you could tell what it is. And it has been calcified by mineralization. And yeah, so the skeleton isn't as prominent as, something like this that isn't calcified over. It's filled in with agate. But so yeah, there's just two examples right there. Interesting stuff. I could ramble on, honestly. There are so many other things that I could highlight here, but I want to keep it brief. I really just want to focus on a few things. Here's something interesting. This was a big, you would call it a crinoidal limestone specimen rock. It's interesting, though, because I see pockets of Dresy present on the specimen and able to peer within. There are exposed openings within, right here. And not to mention, there's a pretty distinct fissure around the outline of it here. And that makes me believe that this is a geode. A lot of the time, geode rocks have this natural line running down the middle, running down the sides of it. And it's a natural protruding line that is almost instinctively meant to be split. So yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to slice it. I'm going to see what's inside. because judging by these vugs in the back here, I'm going to reckon that there is more druzzy within, more beautiful fossilized formations within. And I think this is going to be really, really beautiful, a real cool sight to see. And so, yeah, I've talked for 10 minutes. I can't believe it. There's a lot more I can say, but there are also more bags that I need to go through. So I'm going to leave it here. Love and light, everyone.